right, well, in some other news, the latest episode of the Inside the Ice House podcast has dropped early this morning. And in this episode, Vince Tizzio, CEO of NYSE-listed Axis Capital, spoke with host Lance Glenn about how the company has transformed under his leadership since taking over in the role in May of 2023. Let's take a listen.
We have gone back to our roots. We're an underwriting-led company. I grew up in this industry as an underwriting person. I've held a successive set of roles and responsibilities, but fundamentally, I'm a trained underwriter. So that has been quite guiding and has much more meaning than simply saying an underwriter. So our philosophy and approach as a business model is driven by my past experience. Secondly, and more importantly, we have a culture that drives our decision-taking, a culture that drives itself around the notion of being inclusive, a culture that tries to create performance management expectation without it feeling threatening or overburdening. And so you take our reset underwriting-led organization, a culture, and then the investments we've taken in people, processes, and our products, of course, and I think that's been the winning formula for Axis.
And later in their conversation, Tizzio and Glenn spoke about the biggest insurance shifts of the last few years and how risk management practices are adjusting to best serve customers dealing with their evolving needs. Let's take a look.
If you think about climate and what we talk about is property insurance, the kind of risks affecting commercial insurance around the world from climate-related challenges. It could be hurricanes, it could be floods, it could be wildfires, it could be convective storms.
We saw it too recently.
Indeed. Any historical model that we in the insurance company world use, they're not necessarily contemporary. Secondly, we pull back on one of your questions around data and AI. The ability to synthesize information in a manner of speed that we've never seen before. The ability to bring more than pattern recognitions within the data that we see is an art form that I didn't grow up with as an underwriter. And then finally, it's driven by the risk landscape. You have cybersecurity, you have energy and energy transition, you have climate, and then you have the effect here in the United States, notably around the impact of tort reform gaps.
Well, the Inside the Ice House podcast drops new episodes each Monday morning on all of your major podcast platforms. You can also watch full-length video episodes on the NYSE YouTube channel or tv.nysc.com. Also, scan that QR code you see on your screen.